Is Bitcoin heading for another hyperbolic run, or is it going to test those previous levels and just cack it right back down? Let's see what we can find out. Quick disclaimer, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is purely for entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research and seek professional advice where required. Anyway, enough with the blah blah. Welcome to Coin Theory. So part of my theory, I mostly look at price action, though I do use a few key fundamentals, which I will go into in later videos. However, with the main fundamentals, I would say that you kind of hear about from the news, I feel that for retail traders and regular consumers like us, we just get that information far too late. So market makers, they've already made their money, they've printed the candles, got their receipts, and you're left wondering, is it too late to get in? Yeah, probably. So unless you're in those circles and you're getting that information firsthand, which I don't, I have to find other ways to get in investment opportunities. And this is what's been consistent for me so far. So looking at that, I look at the trend, market structure, and also I use a couple of key indicators which kind of help add some confidence to my trades. Those indicators are the 20 EMA, the 50, and the 200. You won't see the 200 on this chart. That's primarily because the monthly just hasn't got enough candles printed for Bitcoin. Shows you kind of how young Bitcoin is in a sense compared to something like Amazon or Microsoft. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that, this is what you have to work with. So don't try and do too much with it. Now, let me print out this trend that we've got. So we've got our first high. We've got 20K back in 2017, 2018 area where we reached up and then slumped down a little bit, creating these little lows. Price then consolidated, and then we got a slightly higher high here, so higher low, and then we just went parabolic and created this mean higher high. So crazy kind of trend, not really textbook at all, but it's the baby trend that we have to work with. We also have this higher swing high here, so you've got at least three swing highs, swing lows going up, and then your two swing highs. Now you're probably looking over here and saying price did breach this level. It did close above in terms of candles, but because of these failed swing highs over here, I just don't consider this a continuation of that trend. So if we were to zoom down in the weekly and the daily, which I'll do later, you'll probably see some selling opportunities or at least take profit, which did happen as price, drops down here to the 20 EMA where we find a little bit of dynamic support, but we're still just here now consolidating, so there's nothing really said to be said here. We haven't broken this previous low, so we're still bullish at the very least, but we're just in a little bit of indecision area until we reach up here again. In terms of the market structure, so I use fractals to determine that. So we have this fractal right here, and that all that fractals are is when a wick is higher than the candles to the left and the right of it. Same right here, high candle, left, right. And then once this was made, so this broke this level here, price broke this level here, and then we got this fractal there. And these ones failed to break this one, so that is why I called it a failed swing high. If we go down, we can see here, zoom in, there you go. You can see here we got R1 here. This is the lower side, so fractal there, lower than the candles to the left and the right of it. Perfect. Let me just rescale that and delete some of these. Okay, so that's pretty much everything in terms of the weekly. We know that we're consolidating, we're in a bullish trend, and we've got a bullish market structure. However, if price were to break this level, I would expect it to come down and test these previous highs, which would make a lot of people sweat, but understand this is potential support and also a great discount area. We'd also still be in the bullish market structure, provided we don't come down to here, but that's, quite far down. That's back to 10K, so that's could be a little worrying in terms of long term, but you never know what's going to happen. All you can do is prepare for it and know what to do when things do go that way, if they go that way. So let me move on to the weekly. Okay, zoom out. Alright, there's not much of a trend here. Real quick, I can see that we've got an expansive move up, a little bit of a pullback. You've got two candles in the opposing direction. That's kind of the minimum for me for a pullback in any situation. It's not the greatest, but it's what we have. And then price expands and creates this flat high here where price is just really choppy. And then from that, we go and break down. We don't break this low, however, but we do just create these equal lows here. And then we get a nice swing low here, which is a bit low, bit higher, sorry, than the previous one. And then we top out and create another higher high. So this actually is a higher high in terms of this previous trend. I can't even call this a trend. This previous move, because price broke above these candles as well as the wick. So you see this wick here. It's nicely, well, not convincingly, but it's close above nonetheless. That's what we have. So price got to here. It was ready to be traded around 65k, but then it broke right down, taking out these previous lows. So we know that this baby trend is definitely over. So I'm just going to delete that now. But you can see where we were at that point. It doesn't mean that there's no more buying opportunities, but you do have to understand that that trend, you can't hold on to it no more. It's gone, and we've got to kind of look at new opportunities, especially now that we are also in a bearish market structure. So price breaking down these fractals here takes us all to this level, and this is the structure we have to work with. So price should come to test this level, and if it does close above the 52k mark, then we know that we can safely be heading towards the monthly market structure level. And if it doesn't, if we get a failed swing high, so that's where you've got a wick like this and then one that comes above it but fails to close, as you can see a few times, then you know that we're coming back down, possibly to test this level here. And we could even take out these ones here and then swing up, or even come lower and then go down to our major support, potential support level, because it's not been tested yet, so we can't even really say it's support. One thing I will go into though is supply and demand zones. So you've seen this zone here that's been grayed out. That's our supply zone. It is invalidated just because price broke through it. But at the time, when you probably most heard about the hype when it was going to 60k, you see that price comes into this area here. It breaks this fractal. And once it does that, for me, that's when I draw out my zones, and then I wait for price to come back into it and see if it collects up on these orders. And by orders, I just mean where the market makers and other retail traders have pending trades set ready to execute. So a lot of people probably did get in a bit too early, sadly, and you saw your gains kind of just go as price went down. But it's okay, we all learn. I've been there many times, so it's just what you do with that information moving forward. So now that we know that this was a level, we also could probably figure out, hey, what was the levels previously? So I have that marked out, and there's clear entries in this level here, as we've got a lot of fake failed swing lows, and you probably could have zoomed in and got in around here the same way we did and rolled it back up to this resistance level. There probably is another way you can get in, if you just wait for price to enter the zone initially, and then you could just go balls deep, have your stop, and then just go for it. But it's better to always have a trading plan, or at least reasons as to why you're getting in something. So I'm just drawing out this little structure here to show you, the gains that could have been gotten. So you got a nice 3-to-1 ratio, which is just absolutely perfect. And the sellers obviously probably had a similar take profit as they came in here and then closed out around this area here, and then we just did back again. I know prices come back into this zone, however, I don't like taking a zone more than once. Generally, you look at it as a joke. Like if you keep telling the same joke, it's going to get a bit dry. So once prices dipped in a couple times, like it came in here, and then we got a nice little pullback, which actually came to another zone. Just hang that one up. There we go. Yep. So another zone, that was your kind of second chance to get in. and then again stops placed below here, and then you see price just come right back down, and then it's potentially gonna create a new zone because we've got this there, so you may have another zone to enjoy coming back to rather than just trying to get in straight away. You got to kind of wait for price to do its thing, and that may mean yeah it takes off without you and you're just kind of left waiting, but it can come back. It generally does come back, fill price gaps, and then just continue on. Now, where's the next structure that I'm concerned with in this weekly time frame is not that one. Where is it gone? There you go. This other supply zone, which I've drawn out from here. So this is still fresh, still active, though it may have been tagged already. I feel if I zoom in, I can see that there was a small tag. As you can see, price broke below here with this candle, and then this one here, this kind of fake pin bar, and then price just came right back up in with this little wick before like completely dropping and then heading down. So that would have been a nice risk reward ratio for the sellers. So if they just got in around there, let's see what they would have got. So not too bad, 1.5. I can't complain about that. You're not always going to get 10x, so just take what you have, pay the trader, as they say. And price can come back up into this level, fill these gaps, and then just destroy itself. So I'll go into gaps in another video, but it's basically just coming back to levels where it previously once started, and then it can come back down. So we have to be aware of that as if you're buying down here. So that's something that I'm always focusing on. And for me, that is pretty much the week. And then quickly, I'm just going to look at the daily. And as you can see, it's, very, very bearish on the daily. We've got the highs are just getting lower, lower, more equal here. Just they're just like that until this section here. So this section broke us nicely above this trend, this downtrend, and it kind of just ended it basically. So we don't have to worry about this downtrend so much anymore. Though a new one could still form, it doesn't mean that trends can't just continue or start anew. It just means that that trend's over. But what we do have is a bullish daily market structure, and I use the purple lines to mark that out. So once we've broken, above these levels here, you can see that we've got that a nice bullish structure where we've come up, tested these levels, or created this level rather. We may test it again if we get another failed close. If we get a failed close, sorry, not another one because we haven't got one. No, we don't have one already. Then is that one? No, it's definitely not. We can still expect price though to pull back here and then shoot off again. But right now things are bullish. We do have some demand zones that we could probably draw in. I don't know why that's not in English, but there we go. Boom. Okay, so this could be another area of buying opportunities to come play, but I prefer looking at the weekly and the monthly as those are going to be more more powerful. The higher the time frame, the more important the zones are, but that doesn't mean that you can't get involved if you have a trading plan or something that you follow, and this is one of your zones. So that is everything for me on this time frame. And if you like the video, give a shout out, comments, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you.